Just for some important context, I live in the summer house of my family home. It is essentially my bedroom. I love every second of it. However, there are some rules to my house. My father found them in a butter container when we first moved in, and 3 years later, we are all still following them. Number 1. Never leave the house after midnight. If you must, do not make a sound, especially no singing, music, humming, jingling of keys, or talking. 2. Never forget to lock up. The shed may be open. Shut it, and don't look inside. 3. Lights will flicker when you turn them off. Do not leave the room until the flickering has stopped. 4. If you see a person in the corner of your eye, look at it directly in the eyes, and wait until they disappear. 5. If you see a man hanging in the living room, leave, shut the door, lock up, and go for a walk. He should be gone by the time you get back. Number 6. Never leave a candle burning, not even for a second while you use the bathroom. If it can burn, it will. 7. When you get halfway up the garden, look at the moon. If it's full or waxing, you're safe. Anything else, refer to rule number 8. Rule number 8. If anything goes wrong, run to the summer house. Lock the door without jingling the keys. They hate that noise. And close all blinds. Put a film on and watch its entirety. 9. Fall asleep with a video on. It will be switched off at the plug by the morning. Ignore this. That means you pleased them. 10. The fridge is never to be turned on nor open. Either will attract them. Refer to rule number 8 if you can. 11. If there is a light on in the house, go inside and turn it off. Refer to rule number 3. 12. You'll need to drink during the night. Your throat will be scratchy and dry. Only carbonated beverages are to be drunk after 12. Number 13. Any open containers will become dangerous after 11 p.m. Ensure all lids are firmly screwed on. 14. Moths and spiders will appear around 1 a.m. Catch and release every single one of them. Do not fall asleep until you do this. 15. Take the pills with your name on it. Make sure your name is spelled correctly. If it is not, throw them over your left shoulder. 16. You may see graffiti on the sides of the house. The hooded figure drawing it is not friendly, and it must not see you under any circumstance. If it does, climb underneath the storage unit and close your eyes. If you're lucky, it won't remember where you are. 17. If you wake up between 2 to 4 a.m., do not open your eyes. Do not open your eyes. If you fell asleep with a night mask on, do not trust it. Number 18. If you feel nauseous, light a candle. If it goes out on its own, go back to sleep. Number 19. If the bin is full, start a new one. If the place is not clean, it will attract them. 20. Do not eat anything in this room. It will taste like mold, and it will make you bedridden for upwards of a week, rendering you unable to complete these rules. And last but not least, rule number 21. There have been 3 suicides, 2 murders, and 5 deaths in this house, and the previous tenants do not recall ever living here. Document all rules and all sightings, and pray the next tenants listen. A few months ago, I made a mistake. I broke rule number 17. I always set an alarm for 7 a.m. to make sure that I don't open my eyes before then. But this fateful night, I had convinced myself that I simply snoozed my alarm, and I opened my eyes. My breath quickly became shallow and labored. I couldn't breathe. I remember thinking that this is the end. I screwed up. I broke a rule. This is it. My eyes adjusted to the darkness to find a bucket on my chest. It was filling with an off-green colored fluid, dripping in from somewhere. The dripping slowed nearly to a stop. Then my eyes adjusted to a semi-normal level of vision. I glance up at the ceiling, and my eyes become glued to the creature. A mass of dead flies, moths, and spiders. The ooze dripping from its protruding hip bone, directly into the bucket. It crudely resembles a young child, with no facial features, but what appears to be a complete skeleton. I blink hard, hoping that this was just another one of those figures you can stare at until they disappear. It was not. It lunged at me and picked up its bucket. I could finally breathe. It picks up an amount of the sludge and applies it like a moisturizer on its body, regenerating the areas where its skeleton was on show. Its legs were stuck to the ceiling, its upper body hanging upside down from the ceiling. I needed to get rid of it. It was toying with me and has regenerative abilities. There was no way I could possibly outsmart it. I shut my eyes as tightly as possible as it replaced its bucket on my chest, and I hear that nauseating dripping noise again. As my chest grows heavier, I somehow fall asleep. I'm not religious, but the day after, I thanked every god I could think of. I had woken up, and I was seemingly unharmed, other than a cracked rib. I told my parents and they smiled. "They must like you," my dad said, nonchalantly. I didn't feel lucky. I didn't feel much at all. Of course, I was grateful. Anyone would be. But why didn't they kill me? Why did they choose to save me? Am I more valuable alive to them? I don't think I'll ever find out. I'm hoping to move out soon. The previous tenants have been sectioned under the Mental Health Act recently, apparently suffering from paranoia. They sent us a cease and desist order after we asked them how long they lived here. According to the landlord's bank, all of their checks never existed. There is no evidence they were ever here, even though they left family photos in a box in the attic. And the landlord still has the money. My parents act like this is normal. They don't seem concerned at all. My brother seems unbothered. There's something off with them. I hope my summer house keeps me sane. But I can't help but feel this is the only good way to live. Maybe I should join them in the house. Maybe you should join us too. The house knows best. They know best. Hello, sinister listeners. If you've enjoyed this story, then you'll find all the author's information in the description below. For more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to succumb to the sinister.